first thing you want to do, look at your controller and press that options button. Now press up on the directional or sticks, and then press over to get to this cog. Press X to get into it. Now look at your controller. Right above your triggers, you have the L1 and R1 button. I want you to press the R1 button until you get here, wireless controller settings. Now, when you're looking at it, it probably says Combat Pro right now. Don't pay any attention to it. I don't recommend learning this. The reason being, Builder Pro is identical to Combat Pro except for the build menu. The build menu is more advanced, but it is easier to use in my opinion, and it is less clunky, and it allows you to elevate your game well beyond what you could with Combat Pro without really any effort. Alright, so press over until you get to Builder Pro. Now press the triangle button to apply. Alright, now before you press the circle button to back out, I want you to spend a couple minutes looking at this controller scheme. I want you to read everything. I want you to understand it before we move forward. Make sure you look at the diagram and what everything's pointing to. I highly recommend this. It'll help you out with the rest of the video. Alright, now that you have Builder Pro applied, you've checked out the controller scheme, you understand everything, what I want you to do is look down, press that thumbstick. Hey, it's okay if you don't remember where every button is. If you're new to gaming, this is something that you will learn with time. It's not the easiest at first, and you will definitely catch yourself looking down mid-gameplay to find that button that you need. And, you know, you might get killed, but hey, it's part of the learning process, so don't beat yourself up too much about it, alright? Alrighty, now that you've taken a look at the Builder Pro controller scheme, and you've applied that, and you know what all the buttons do, I want you to start moving backwards on the thumbstick. So that's move it towards you, it'll back up your character. Now I want you to move the stick left and right. This is called strafing. Alright, now I want you to move forward. Press it all the way down, you'll see that you're moving quickly. Alright, now what I want you to do is I want you to kind of just barely press it forward. So you're just kind of just walking in place. But if you put more pressure, you move quickly. Now this would be what I would consider jogging. If you press down on the left thumbstick, you'll kind of hear a click. You'll see that your character is now sprinting. That's how you activate it. This works with unlimited time for this. Other games, it might have a specific amount of time you can sprint, and then you have to recoup energy. Here, you do not need to. Alright, so the next thing I want you to do is press down on the right thumbstick. Alright, so that's how you crouch. You can move around like this. It's a little slower than running, but it's also quieter. That's important for sneaking up on people and just being a smaller target in general. Alright, the next thing I want you to do is press the X button once. Alright, so now you're standing up, you're walking around. And now, while you're standing, I want you to press X again. Do this a couple times. That's how you jump. If you've got some objects near you, I want you to jump over that. Let me close that up so, you know, I don't fall off and kill myself. Alrighty, so next thing I want you to do is crouch, and now double tap the X button really quick. So you can jump from crouch, but you've got to double tap it. Alright, so the next thing I want to teach you is the circle button. Press that once, it brings up your build menu. Right now, if you don't see anything visible on your screen that's blue like mine, what I want you to do is lightly tap the R2 button. That should bring up this blue template. Now, this is kind of the preview of what it wants to build. If you press that again, it'll build a wall. Alright, so now we're going to practice by pressing L2. Just lightly tap it. Alright, shows us where we're going to build it. Now you can press L2. But say we want a wall now, alright? But we need to build it quickly because someone's on the other side of this and they're going to try to hurt us. Alright, so we want to just build a wall there. Just hold down the R2 button. It will kind of like auto go through the preview and then build quicker. However, if you're just trying to change what's in the preview, you can do that by just tapping it. Alright, so now I want you to press the circle button to get out of the build menu. Alright, now press the triangle button. You can see you've got your pickaxe out now. Now, these are player-built structures that I'm damaging, so they do not give me any resources. However, if you're knocking down anything in the game world that is not player-built, like a house, or a tree, or a rock, anything like that, really anything you can see down there that is not part of my large skybase, you will accrue resources, and that is what is required to actually build objects like these walls and ramps within the game. Alright, so now you can press triangle to get your guns back out. Hey everybody, we're over here at hot and sunny Paradise Palms to talk about aiming, shooting, and reloading. But before we get into that, we need to talk about something really important. Crosshairs. Well, what are they and why are they important? Well, see these white lines in front of your character with the small dot at the center of it? These are your crosshairs. That's where your character's looking, that's where your gun's aiming, hopefully to kill some nasty bad guys. But why is it important? Well, see, when you fire a gun in Fortnite, a bullet will land randomly within those 4 white lines. Meaning that right now, if I just pulled the trigger without aiming and without moving, I've got about a 50% chance of hitting that slurp juice. Because the other 50% chance is to hit the blank space around it, meaning we wouldn't cause any damage and we wouldn't, get that nasty bad guy. Alright, so we've got a couple different types of aiming and shooting. Let's talk about hip firing. Alright, this is where you're just firing without aiming with the left stick like that. You're still aiming, but it's not as accurate as if you actually were moving with the left trigger engaged or if you stopped altogether. You can see as I do that, it gets smaller. So that's why hip firing is the least accurate. Then moving with the trigger, left trigger engaged, is a little more accurate. But then if I stop moving and I continue aiming, that's the most accurate you can get. Alright? But, say you fire a couple shots. Alright? Enemy's still coming at you. You gotta reload. You gotta press the square button. When you press square, it starts a reload animation that once it's completed, your gun will be reloaded. You'll have 7 shots in a heavy pistol from the 2 we had before. Alrighty, but say, you've got another enemy coming at you after you took out this slurp juice. So I'm gonna fire a couple shots. Bam. We took out that slurp juice. We started reloading, but oh no, another enemy. Press triangle, then triangle again. That will cancel the reload animation. Say I started the reload and I dropped, saw that there was a guy there. I can press circle and then build a wall immediately, and then I can build like a ramp, and then do my reload, come around, and then hopefully they're dead and you can move on with the game.